all, my name is Dr. Ruth Newstifter. Most people just call me Dr. Ruthie. I'm a professional sexuality educator, and I blog over at exploringintimacy.com, so check it out. But I am here today thanks to the phenomenal folks at funwares.com to answer your questions on sex and relationships and communication and all that good stuff. If you want to send me a question, send it on over to AskDrRuthie, that's spelled with an I-E, at funwares.com, AskDrRuthie at funwares.com, and I may feature your question here on YouTube in a future video. All right, so let's get straight to this question because it's a really good one, and it is from Carl. And Carl says, "Dear Dr. Ruthie, please help me. I am so lonely." Oh, Carl. Because I am very bad at flirting. All the girls seem to think that I just want to be their friend, and so I can never get a date. Can you please help me to learn how to flirt? Thanks, Carl. Carl, I would be pleased to help you learn how to flirt, and I am so glad that you are a good friend to all of these girls, and you know, that's a very important basis to move forward from, to being more than just friends. Because if you can't be a good friend to them, your relationships are going to suck, and they're not going to last very long. So, good for you for being a good friend, and let's get you to the next stage of flirting. The first thing I want to do is just define what flirting is, okay? So my definition of flirting is simply that it is the act of communicating attraction and interest in hopes of a mutual connection. Why would you want to come up with a definition first? Well, because a lot of people don't seem to know what flirting is. When I asked around what other people thought flirting was, they said things like, flirting is trying to get laid, or flirting is that really uncomfortable thing that I'm not very good at doing and I watch other people do. Or flirting is when guys make a big jerk of themselves in front of me. So lots of people have these really sad definitions of flirting, and they're not going to help guide you to be a good flirt at all. So we want to communicate attraction and interest in hopes of mutual connection. And there's a couple of really important points here. The first thing is that you want to let people know that you're attracted to them, and you're also trying to discover whether you'll continue to be attracted to them or not. But you want to communicate a sense of attraction and a sense of interest in them. Not just sexual interest, but interest in general, as well as interest that has to do with that attraction level, in hopes of a mutual connection. So the third point is that you're hoping that they'll feel the same way. And it's just a hope. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So let's talk about how to do this. The first thing is to come into it with a sense of confidence. And this is easier said than done. But basically, even though you can be shy, or you can be bashful, and all those things can be very cute in somebody who's flirting, you also have to have enough confidence to go ahead and make that move. Sending your flirtation through a friend to a friend to a friend and sending it around the long way works, you know, really well in cheesy romance movies and comedies, and sometimes it works okay in real life, but it's not really the best way to do it. So you need to have enough confidence to put yourself out there, and enough confidence to weather it when it doesn't work, and to shake it off and keep going. So do whatever processing you need to do with yourself to face whatever it is that attacks your confidence, and to feel good about yourself. If the things that attack your confidence are really big, like definers of who you are and your identity and what you look like, then it's not that you need to change those things necessarily, but that you need to come to a better understanding of what a great person you are, including those things. So do what you need to do to find confidence. The next thing is that you want to portray a sense of curiosity about the person. I think I'm attracted to you, but I want to find out just how attracted to you I really am. So I'm curious about you, and I want to learn about you, and I want to ask you questions and find things out about you. And this is often the part that folks do okay when they tell me that they're always the best friend and never the lover. That they are very good at asking questions, but they are not very good at returning information that lets them know if the other person is interested. So the curiosity, part of that curiosity is seeing if the other person is mutually interested and mutually curious. If you're asking a lot of questions and not talking about yourself at all, it's becoming very one-sided, and that's when you slip into the best friend role. So you're asking questions that invite them to ask you questions back, or sharing bits of information about yourself and seeing if they're interested in you too. If they're not, and they just want to spill about themselves, then this isn't the right connection for you, and that's okay. Now you know, and you move on to the next one. You want to come in with a sense of playfulness, which is really tied into a sense of resilience. And what this means is just having fun with flirting. You're not tied to a particular outcome. You are just playful and enjoying the interaction with others. So developing a flirtation style that lets you feel carefree like that is really important. And hand in hand with that is enough practice to get really good at bouncing back afterwards. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. And if they do, then go somewhere where they don't know you that well and practice flirting there. It's not personal. It's just a bad day for them, or you're just not their type. But none of that is anything really about you. You picked one person to flirt with and not the other, but it's nothing personal against the one you didn't pick. They just weren't the one who struck your interest. So a sense of playfulness, this is fun, let's see where it goes. It didn't work? Well, thanks, I had fun trying. And a sense of resilience, which also stems from that confidence in, oh, okay, that didn't work, and maybe they were even rude to me, but that's all right, nothing personal, and keep moving forward. Again, all of this takes practice. The more you get shot down, the better you get at not caring if you get shot down. And maybe that flirtation can turn into something different that's fun too. It doesn't need to turn into some sort of embarrassing disaster. And if they make it an embarrassing disaster, then they're a jerk anyway, and thank goodness you found that out. So flirting for the joy of flirting is very important, and seeing where it may go. So that means flirting with the desire to communicate your attraction and see if the interest is mutual, but not necessarily flirting with a really big end goal in mind. I have to get their phone number. This flirting isn't successful. I have to make a date with them. I have to go to bed with them. I have to kiss them. I have to get them away from their boyfriend. Whatever those things may be that are that goal at the end, that's what's making you all tied up and tight in the chest. Let go of that and just flirt for the fun of flattering the other person and seeing if they want to flatter you back, right? Expressing interest in them and seeing if they expressed interest in you back. So we're just doing it for the joy of flirting. We're letting go of a really big goal, of any goal other than to let them know that we're attracted and interested. Not just interested, but also attracted. We also want to make sure that they know that we're flirting. Being a flirt is different from being a good person. It doesn't mean you're not a good person, it just means that they're defined differently. Being a flirt is about communicating your attraction and interest and seeing if it's mutual. Being a good person is about, being a caring individual who's giving, or however you define a good person. So you can be a good person and a flirt, but you have to recognize that they're two different things. So you want to make sure that they know that you're actually expressing interest in them. You're not just being the shoulder and the best friend, but you are using your body language and your facial expressions and your choice of words in such a way that lets them know that you're attracted, whether you say that directly or in a very romantic, flowery way or in a very shy way. The most important thing is that you let them know. So those are the first tips to being a good flirt. I'm going to come back in the next video and I'm going to talk to you about body language that helps you communicate all these things, especially the part about them knowing that you're attracted and not just a good listener. So come back for the second video, and I'm Dr. Ruthie, helping you to become a good flirt so that you can be good friends and more than friends instead of just friends, and I will see you in the next video.